story and gameplay. It isn't just different cutscenes, but different throwaway lines and details that you might not notice. This includes my favorite game of the series, Infamous Second Son, and I know, and I'll even concede, Infamous 2 is the better game, but whatever.
Already off to a
Second
bad
Son
start.
just holds a special place in my heart. When looking up the karma differences, I noticed there wasn't really a comprehensive video on the topic, so I'll be the change I want to see in the world.
Respect.
Now, I won't be including the cutscenes and power differences here because I think those are pretty obvious, and instead, let's focus on the differences you may have missed, in chronological order. If you want to see all the good and evil choices in order, then you can find a video linked below. Let's go. When crossing the collapsing bridge, we get a call from Betty. In a good playthrough, she opens the call like this.
Reggie?
Delsin, what's this I hear about you and your brother taking off for Seattle?
It's really not a good time, Betty.
Okay, you just be careful and have fun.
Okay, I will. Bye.
But on an evil playthrough, the call goes a little differently.
Delsin Rowe,
Kind of a bad time, Betty.
you took off before I was through talking to you.
Well, you know, I had plans.
I heard you and Reggie were heading to Seattle, of all places.
Really gotta go, Betty. Love you.
I find it interesting that Delsin only says I love you during an evil route, though that is likely because this is still early in the game. Despite your rank, whether thug or protector, your logo on the vest doesn't even change, so as far as Delsin's morality is concerned, he's still close to neutral. By the way, fun fact, the neutral rank in this game is called Vandal, but you'd never see it in gameplay. Fortunately, the differences become a bit easier to spot when we get to the Space Needle, which features yet another call from Betty. This
Right, so, but, I mean, call it for what it is, like, to me, the first one just sounds like, well, yeah, he's, like, literally trying to glide across a fucking broken bridge, getting into Seattle, like, yeah, like, it's kind of a bad time. And, I mean, in that instance between the two clips, the only difference there is that he was nicer about it. Like, he wasn't necessarily good or evil about it. He was just what's the word? He just had more tolerance for the conversation. Where there's people in this world that, like, some people are very tolerable of others and their conversations and stuff. Other people, like myself, don't really, like, tolerate much shit. Like the thing is, it's just like, to me, that's kind of like the equivalent of, like, you're sitting there, like, got plans, and, like, one of your mates is sitting there trying to, like, tell a story, like, when they know that you've got to, like, be somewhere by a certain time. So it's like a so-called good karmic person would be like, oh yeah, like, that's great. And then keep going. And then gradually trying to wean them off, like, just wean them off. Is where a so-called bad karmic person would turn around and be like, bruv, like, the fuck you talking to me for? Like, I've been told you I need to go, so why are you now starting up with a whole ass story from, like, 1948 or some shit? Like, I need to get going. And that's dead ass something that what I would say to my friends, so... yeah, I don't know. But then also on top of the fact that he literally says, love you in the so-called evil dialogue, but yet when he's so-called good, he just doesn't even bother saying it. And if you're one of those people that is always under the impression that you should always say, I love you to someone who you actually care about, like, before you go to bed, or whether you end a call or shit like that, that to me is like, I don't know, it's just weird. Because to me, as an outsider looking in, to me, that just seems like he's just trying to get rid of her. Like, just whether it's a good playthrough or a bad playthrough. Like, a good playthrough, he's still trying to get fucking rid of her. But as I say, it's just a difference in tolerance, really. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. Bear in mind, this video is 12 minutes, but then this is already 5 minutes.
I'm on a good playthrough. It sounds like this.
Hey there. It's Betty. Where are you?
Oh, hi, Betty. I'm at the Space Needle.
Oh, I'll try back later then. Bring me a postcard.
Okay, if the gift shop's open. Bye, Betty.
Bye-bye, dear.
And on an evil run, it sounds like this.
Delson Rowe, you hung up on me before.
Sorry, Betty, but,
Don't tell me this is a bad time, too.
actually, at the moment, I'm kind of climbing up the outside of the Space Needle.
Well, if you don't want to talk to me, just say so.
Gonna have to call you back, Betty.
I think it's cool that Betty acts as a early game moral compass and
See, like, for the past two options, like, the two choices, it's just like... See, like, the first one, she's, like, more understanding about the situation. Like, I feel like that's less of Delson Rowe being bad karmically or good karmically, because it's like, if he's good, then she's like, she ends up hanging up by like literally going, oh shit, it's a bad time, like I'll call you back. But then when it's evil Delson, he straight up tells her, like straight up, like, yeah, Betty. And she's like, don't you dare tell me this is a bad time as well. And then in his defense, he literally says, I'm climbing up the Space Needle. Which he was. So it weren't like he was lying. So it's like, how is that like an evil, bad / thing to do? Like, he literally even says to her, like, yo, I'm going to have to call you back. But as I said, like, it just, I don't know, like, there's just something about it that is seeming like very off, like,
the same is true for Reggie. There are many points where a good or bad karma opportunity is given to you as a means of tutorialization, and Reggie will have some commentary for your actions. When being introduced to the drug dealers and choosing to stop them, he will say this.
Delson, I heard shots. Did you kill them?
No, just I did my duty as a citizen. Gave him a few moments to think long and hard about the choices they've made.
Did you destroy the drugs?
Yes, I destroyed the drugs. Can I please go into the alley now?
And when choosing not to, he will respond instead with this.
Did you destroy the drugs?
No, they didn't belong to me, and it's my duty as a citizen to respect other people's property.
You'll notice that Delson's justifications for the evil actions are pretty flimsy, and that theme carries on and only gets worse. Once we see some protesters rout.
See, I mean, that one, again, is like, that don't really seem like a good versus evil type choice. It seems fairly flippant. Like, as the guy just said, flippant. Like, but the argument of, like, oh, well, here's the good option, here's the bad option. It's like, as someone who's played Infamous 2, Infamous Second Son, I know for a fact that there are so much more deeply rooted choices in Infamous 1 and 2 opposed to Infamous Second Son. Because I'm sorry, like, yes, I know this is just one of the very few, this is one of the very few side quests that you can do. But then the side quests you can literally do in Infamous as well is like stopping muggings and stuff like that. And see, now this is the thing, is that beating the living fuck out of some criminals, either way, is going to be considered good. But then saying, oh, well, I didn't destroy the drugs because it's my, like, duty as a citizen to respect other people's property, which, yeah, you could argue that. But then when he's good, he says, yes, I have. Like straight edge, like he's some straight edge guy. When you can tell just by looking at him, like he's not some straight edged individual. He fucking graffitis. I can guarantee you he's lit up at least 2 doobies in his time. You know what I mean? He literally looks like a punk slash skater boy who graffitis every now and again, who more than likely smokes a bit of ganja as well. So it's like, really? Type shit. But then you go over to Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and it's like, their ones are a lot more, like, poignant and get straight to the fucking meat of the situation. Like, yeah, you can sit there and stop someone from being mugged, but guess what? You can do that, but then, like, instead of killing the mugger, you can kill the person getting mugged. And, I mean, that's clearly fucking evil. And that's just a little side thing that you can do. Like, just Jesus Christ. Like, and then don't even get me started on how fucking. I can't remember how far into the game it is in the first one, but like, you get bio leech where, like, Cole McGrath can literally be like, suck all of the electricity out said person's body. He can do that regardless whether he's good or evil. Just that alone is got more fucking weight than the entirety of the fucking infamous Second Son game. Like, I'm sorry, just it's true. Like, it's one of the worst things that I did see. It's like, mate, my powers are smoke. Great. Oh, digital. Brilliant. Oh, concrete. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, just the way how. Because it's just like, It's like, how do you give us so much more, but then so much less at the same time? It's just fucked.
Against Fetch, Reggie has dialogue for this too. One for if we spare them.
Wow, I'm impressed with your impulse control. But maybe you should wait up by the neon sign, yeah?
So that's already implying that he's a fairly, like, off the rails type of dude. Like, by saying, like, oh, well, I'm surprised you didn't beat him up type shit. Like, I don't know, to me, like, getting told that, like, there's someone over there that I could easily destroy, and then my brother turns around to me and says, oh, wow, I'm surprised you controlled your impulses. I'd be like, what do you mean by that? And then there's just blatantly, like, obvious, like, he's clearly saying that because Delson Rowe is a fairly volatile-esque person, so yeah.
Be less conspicuous that way?
And some lines for when we don't.
Oh, Reg. Didn't know you were there. Did I just butt dial you?
People have a right to speak their mind without being attacked.
It was self-defense, man. They had signs and pamphlets.
You know, on second thought, you would be a hell of a lot less conspicuous staked out near the restaurant's neon sign, alright?
See, now, I'm not about to sit here and say that attacking protesters is a fucking, like, good guy thing to do. Like, but considering I've played the game and I know the context of what they're doing, I'm sorry, but I'm on Delson Rowe's side because, like, the evil one. Because it's like, yeah, you can sit there and have, like, freedom of speech and shit, but don't get it fucked up when your freedom of speech is the reason why you're flat on your arse over there type shit. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, there's such a thing as freedom of speech. But just because you've got freedom of speech don't necessarily mean that you're free from consequences. That's where people get fucked up nowadays. Is that people will sit there and be like, no, I've got freedom of speech. And then call some black guy the N-word. And it's like, hang on, that ain't right. And then when the guy gets socked in the mouth and beaten the fuck out, he's then like looking in shock like, I can't believe that just happened to me. It's like, mate, yeah, you've got freedom of speech, but it's because of that freedom of speech that you just got your shit cracked. That's why. So then it's like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? So it's like, it's either you sit there and like say, yeah, like freedom of speech, you're free to say anything, like, and I can't attack you. Or you could literally be derogatory towards people and then get your fucking karma and then be like, oh, yeah, fair enough, type shit. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the best way I could describe this is like, because the principle of the game, not the principle, but the context of that situation was these protesters are protesting against the conduits, who you are, as the main character, a conduit. So they're protesting not only against you, but also the people that you care about and trying to protect. And then, I mean, let's just put it this way. If I was sat there and, like, it's just like, I'm just chilling with some aliens, and then I see some fucking humans, like, protesting against the fucking aliens existing. And I mean actual aliens, not illegal aliens type shit. And then they started getting all fucking chirpsy and all, like, fucking mouthy and shit. Yeah, I'd give it back. And then that's more than likely gonna them be turning around and saying, oh, what, so you're protecting them, like, oh, well, what, you think they're better than us or something, oh, right, you think we're inferior, you're a betrayer of your own race type thing, sounding like Jake Sully out of Avatar type thing. And it would be like, nah, mate, definitely not. But still, catch this fade type shit.
Digged out near the restaurant's neon sign, alright?
By this point in the game, you should be around level 3 karma for either side, and that means your reputation will have spread across Seattle. How the people react to you is different, as when you're a hero, people will begin praising you and taking photos of you, but if you're evil, then they will often run away or berate you. Another great difference.
Fun fact about me is I've always said that I'd rather be feared than loved, because love can go like that. Love and hate are a very treacherous path. They're such a thin path, like they're damn near identical. But I've always been the person to sit there and say, I'd rather be feared than loved, because love can be faked, fear cannot. You either fear someone or you don't. It's that simple. And if you fear someone, then you ain't ever going to cross them. But if you love someone, that love can turn to hate fairly quickly. When you love someone, like, how do you know if they're actually loving you back? How do you know that they're not stabbing you in the back? Your love makes you blind to that type of shit because you think that that person wouldn't then do that to you. So at that point, it's like, yeah, I'd just rather be feared.
Is when you bump into people. If doing so on an evil run, they will get annoyed at you. And if doing so as a hero, they will actually apologize to you.
Sorry!
So, again, like, it's just such a bland, fucking flippant shit way of displaying a karmic system. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Oh, if you bump into someone on the evil route, they'll try to attack you. But if you do it as a good person, then they'll say sorry. It's like, well, so? Like, there's people that just attack random people out in the middle of nowhere for no fucking reason anyway. They don't need to be getting bumped into by them, so, like, the fuck? Like, it's like the most minuscule, like, type shit, I swear.
Double vision!
This is more of a subtle one, but after finishing your fetch quest, if on a good playthrough, then you'll spawn on the ground facing away from the sun, presenting lighting that feels more blue and even. If on an evil playthrough, you spawn facing the sun, and its harsh lighting makes the world look more saturated. The lighting itself isn't different. I believe this is the same lighting called sunset candy in the settings, but I think the angle of where the player spawns was intentionally chosen to communicate the actions of the night before. I know I said I would avoid obvious ones, but I feel like some people could have missed this.
See, I mean, now that ain't anything to slander. That's just great artistry. Like, as far as like painting, making games, and just making pictures go, that depth is just quality. Oh, chef's kiss.
And it's to do with the appearance of your powers. Video has the most obvious differences between the two power sets, likely because it's acquired late in the game, and thus you'll be further on the spectrum of good or evil.
Yeah.
But Neon also has a difference, and the one I want to focus on is smoke. On a good run, it appears less saturated and more smoke-like. And yet, on an evil run, we can see that it's more fiery, resembling Hank's smoke powers much more. I think this is a good indication too that Hank is a bad guy, alongside his neck tattoo, which bears a striking resemblance to the logo on our back if we reach the rank of Infamous. Also, bonus fact, this doesn't apply to Karma, but the logo you paint on the Space Needle will change the dialogue you have with Eugene upon first contact.
That tag you put on the needle, the yin-yang conflict of avian desire, right? That tag you put on the needle, face your fears, right? That tag you put on the needle, seize control, right? That tag you put on the needle, kiss my aspirations, right?
When searching for the suspected conduits in the
I mean, again, like, nothing to really comment about.
Lantern District, you'll approach a man who is on top of a crane, and when he jumps, an angel saves him. This is what Delson says on a good playthrough.
Boss, sell me a solar generator
Oh,
for
for
900
fuck's sake.
pounds.
900 pounds? How many generators do you
22
want?
minutes. Jesus
right
Christ.
And
This
when
has
he
got
jumps,
6 minutes left.
an angel saves him. This is what Delson says on a good playthrough.
No, don't!
Oh, nice catch, Wingman.
And this is what he says on an evil playthrough.
God, after I climbed up all this way.
Angel bastard, should have let him fall.
Now, either I'm just an evil person, or that's actually funny. I'm sorry, but like, Evil Delson so far has literally just been funny because, like, that to me, that's not really a karmic system. That's just honest opinion. Like, both of them are perfectly fine in their own right, but both of them are so straight up honest. Like, oh yeah, good catch. Oh no, don't. And then, like, it's basically this. It's like, the best way I can describe this is that Evil Delson he's not evil. He's just like, he just sounds like an angsty teenager. Like, going through some homework or something, been like, doing it all, and then be like, that's literally what a teenager would do. And then it's like, again, like him saying, after I climbed all the way up here, like, you might as well just let him fall. It's like, that, again, it's so similar to like an angsty teenager. It's got nothing to do with just evilness like how Infamous 1 and 2 does. I mean, for fuck's sake. There's literally, in Infamous 1, if you decide to try and use the, oh, fuck, I've forgotten what the thing's called. The thing that, you know, the thing that gives Cole his powers. Like, if you decide to do that shit again, you literally get a lightning that is red and black to signify how evil you really are. But then all of this shit in Infamous 2 and just like Infamous Second Son, there's not really anything there. Like, I mean, in Infamous 2, you've got the, like, if you're evil, like, you become more like black tarry type thing. So yeah, there's that, but I don't know. Like, to me, that was just funny. That just sounded funny to me, and it's like there was something that an angsty teenager would say who's just got done doing his homework. Like, you'll get into school after doing all that homework, and then you'll then turn around and be like, ugh, like, I might as well just let my dog eat it then, because you didn't actually need it type situation. But yeah, let's carry on.
Maybe drain something off the corpse.
When finishing your quest with Eugene, you'll notice that if you choose to corrupt him, his angel has hints of red in it that is absent on an otherwise good playthrough, showing that you are corrupting him and his powers are reflective of his morality. I think it's a great detail. Further on, when discovering
that's good
Hank's
detail.
crime scene, Reggie has a sobering moment where he gets to see what Delson's power do to the DUP. And on a good playthrough, the conversation goes like this.
Wow. So this is what it looks like when you avoided looking up close.
Hey man, they do the same thing to me.
But when infamous, it goes more like this.
Avoided looking up close.
What's the use of powers if you pull your punches?
Surprisingly, the cut
See, now that is just like such a. That's one of the reasons why I hate Reggie in Infamous Second Son, because how the fuck are you gonna know that your brother is a conduit and he's getting shot at by these fucking this fucking illegal militia, like, constantly every time he just looks, and then it's like, how is that like anything karmic? Like, that karmic situation there, it's like the good karmic system there. He's not fucking wrong, but then he's like justifying his actions for the greater good, which kind of sounds a bit evil in itself. And that's on the good playthrough. But then on the bad playthrough, he literally just says, well, what's the point in like having powers if you pull your punches? Which I can kind of agree with at a certain extent. Like, take Dash from The Incredibles for an example. Like, he wants to be the best at his school in track and field, but obviously for obvious reasons, he can't fucking do it because he like would just smoke the competition every time. So I can kind of get where he's coming from with the whole, what's the use of having powers if you can't like go full force? Like, what's the point? It's nowhere near as fun. Which I'm thinking of like a Dash from The Incredibles type perspective, not my own perspective, but Dash's. Yeah, it just seems a bit, yeah.
scene with Reggie at Augustine's fort is the exact same no matter what, which is strange given how it's the culmination of his character, but at least there is a subtle difference when fighting Augustine. When kicking her as a hero, it says Tyrant Wounded, and when you're evil, it says Authority Wounded, which I think goes a decent way in showing how Delson's actions have shaped his...
I'm not going to lie, saying that, oh, the authority is wounded, well, I'm an anarchist, so either way is, you could say, because Tyrant Wounded, she's a part of a tyrannical government, which is a tyrannical authority. So they're both right in that aspect. Easy.
Perception of Augustine. Arriving at the penultimate moment, we can hear different speeches from Augustine and different responses from Delson. Here's what it sounds like as a hero.
It's time. Citizens of Seattle, it's time to take back our city from those who seek to destroy it. Violent terrorists have no place on our streets. They must be locked away, far from all decent, normal people, for the good of society.
Really?
Kidding me? I'm the one who's been protecting society from her and her army of freaks.
Yep.
People of Seattle, it has come to my attention that the bioterrorist Delson Rowe has begun another rampage. His past terrorist spree have resulted in the deaths of hundreds of loyal DUP guardians and our fellow Seattleites.
It's
not a terror spree if I'm saving the innocent and sparing your horde of killers.
That's just weak, I'm sorry. Sparing a horde of killers makes you as bad as the killer because they're just going to go off and kill even more. So why are you not killing them to stop the killing? Idiot.
Maybe even a family member. Delson Rose, countless numbers of my bravest men. DUP soldiers who gave their lives to save yours.
Sounds like the IDF. It generally does. The lies and the
Oh, you
propaganda.
got it backwards, Augustine. These people have seen us both in action. They want justice. It won't be my head on the platter.
And
That's
here's what it
that's a
sounds
fact.
like as a villain.
For the good of society.
She better hurry before there's no decent, normal people left to protect from me.
This past
Right, I can't.
have resulted in the deaths of
I can't sit there and defend that. I'm sorry.
You called this a terror spree? I'm just getting warmed up.
See, I feel like he's just more out there and in love with his powers. Like, when he's good, because there he doesn't necessarily say, like, oh, I'm going to go and be a terrorist. Like, he's saying, oh, you think this is, like, a terror spree? What? Because I'm killing your people. Oh, wait then, until I kill you. That's what that could mean, but, yeah.
Whatever it takes.
You want to save these people, Augustine? You want justice? You're going to have to stop me first.
It's not just Augustine that reacts to you,
Again,
but
I
Seattle
can't
as
defend
well.
that.
When entering crowds as a hero, the DUP will attack on sight, and the people will generally show their support for you.
No bioterrorist ever hurt me. Whatever happened to right to a trial?
On an evil playthrough, however,
I'm sorry, but like, considering the situation we are in the world right now, I think we're long past the point of just screaming while something goes on. It's like going to a Palestine protest and then seeing not Palestinian protesters, but like pro-Palestine protesters literally getting nicked and shoved to the ground and shit, and then all they fucking do is just sit there and scream like, oh, freedom now, fuck the police. And it's like, fucking get up and do something. Seeing they're screaming about free trial, like go on a trial and shit like that, like, nah bruv, that don't work.
they will not only show disdain for you,
She's right. We need to take our city back from the bioterrorist freaks. How can we help? What can we do? She's right. This is our city. We need to...
And that's just them feeding into the propaganda that's like she's perpetuating. But because he's an arsehole, not necessarily evil, he's just an arsehole, it doesn't particularly help his situation.
Take it back!
Augustine is doing all she can against the bioterrorist invaders. We've got to drive the bioterrorists out of Seattle.
Surprised he's not mentioned when
then
he
they will
kills his
sword you
entire clan.
zombie style, near instantly killing you. I really love this because it's an implication that if 10 people just decided to sacrifice themselves, they could beat the living shit out of you and end the conduit threat near instantly. Finally, we all know that Delson on an evil run
There
will
we go.
end the Okomish. But if choosing to spare Hank, despite being infamous, you will have the cutscene cut off early. A bonus one for you because it technically doesn't happen in the game itself, but your controller light will always reflect your karmic state, with it getting more blue as you become good and more red when evil. Despite the neutral smoke color on the loading screens being yellow, the controller's neutral color, however, is white. Those are all of the differences I could find, and if I missed any, then feel free to leave them down below and I'll add it to the pinned comment. Again,
But yeah, like that's like really the only times where I could literally sit there and be like, no, Delson is fucking evil. He's not just like an asshole or an angsty, moody teenager. No, he is a fucking like problem. He is a killer type thing. The only time where I really look at it like that is when he kills his entire tribe of people. That's when I'm like, nah, enough's enough. Because, well, I can't remember fully about Hank, but I mean, the guy is like literally the exact same as him, if not worse than him. So it's like, take him out, and then you've only got one bad guy that's not a bad guy, but is a bad guy, more anti-hero-esque. And then as soon as he kills his tribe, it's like, nah, mate, you're done. You're done. A bit like this video.